Hey, this is Gary with Today for Tomorrow. I had a viewer ask me to go through the garden, go through my food forest, and just explain every species and why I planted them and a little bit about just planting food forests. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take you through my tour in case you haven't seen my other videos. And this is my backyard in Boca Raton, Florida, roughly 1,200 feet of food forest in 2 long skinny runs, and about 22, 24 different species of tropical fruit trees. Okay, so this is my south side yard, and this is my west backyard. And let's pop out here, and we'll look at every single plant and talk about kind of why I chose them and each variety. So for starters, why I chose the plants I chose, it's because I knew they would grow. First and foremost, choose things you know will grow. So everything in here I had past experience with, but you can always ask at your garden center. Secondly, I chose everything that I want to eat. So everything I want to eat is here. So don't plant it if you're not going to eat it. All right, so this little guy right here will one day be my tallest tree, and that's because this is the north side of my yard, that's the south, and we want to mimic a forest edge. And with the sun being in the south, always has some southerly component, we want the short stuff down south and the tall stuff back north. So that little lychee there is going to be tall one day. Now I grew that from seed. I'm growing it from seed because lychee trees are through the roof expensive for some reason right now. Now buy my compost here and check out my other videos, todayfortomorrow.org, and you'll see with compost, there are so many ways that food forests are amazing for our planet. This next tree is a longan. It's going to be tall, it's going to be big. I chose it because it's like the lychee, it's a fast grower, lots of fruit. This fruit in particular, it's very similar to lychee, it's just not as pretty on the outside. It's kind of round and brown like a grape on the outside. Okay. Let's talk about hedges. If you're going to have a hedge in your yard, even if you don't do a food forest, you can do a fruiting hedge. So what I'm doing is I'm replacing this old ficus hedge with a black Suriname cherry. Now they're just getting established. They were fruiting when I put them in here, and in another month or so they'll start fruiting. And they fruit almost constantly. And I can let it grow up as big as I want, and it'll make a beautiful hedge. The leaf, as you can see, there's a leaf of the Suriname cherry, and right behind it here is a leaf of the ficus. There's ficus, there's Suriname cherry. You almost can't tell a ficus hedge from a Suriname cherry hedge. So that's why I chose it. Now, I chose the black variety. I don't like the red variety. All right, in here now, you're gonna have a lot of sun when you first plant and you're waiting for the trees to grow. And I had all kinds of garden plants in here. As they run their course, I'm not replanting more, but I still have some banana peppers in here. I've got lantana flowers just for pollinators and because they're pretty. This is Mamey sapote. I chose it because I love it. It's a very slow grower though, so you have to be patient. The fruit is oblong, about half the size of a football. It's got an orange flesh, kind of similar in texture to avocado. And the taste to me is like somewhere between cinnamon, papaya, and avocado. Okay, more lantanas, and then another very slow grower, and the Gruma Chama cherry. I tasted it once. I loved it. It was kind of like cherry meets rose. So that's why I chose it. And it grows pretty well. Now here are my real fast growers. You have to be careful. The fast growers can shade out your slow growers. I think I'm okay here, but it's, let's just put it this way, they grow very fast. That's a June plum. I'm cutting it back because it's actually outgrowing my papaya. And these two are papayas, literally over 8 feet tall now, and just 3 months ago, knee high. This is a canopy tree. This is a Gary mango. I chose it because it produces a lot of fruit, and I really love it. It's a small mango, but it's just super sweet and kind of flavored like a pineapple. I've got dwarf bananas throughout the garden. This is a Cavendish. I have all Cavendish and one Goldfinger somewhere in here. Dwarf bananas are small, so they can stay below my canopy trees. And of course, bananas, depending on when you plant them, They're fast growers, they fruit, you cut them down and there's more ones coming up right below it. So you kind of always have bananas. So again, here's all black Suriname cherries. Here's another sunny patch. Again, I'm taking advantage of it while it's sunny to plant herbs. There's rosemary and mostly pineapples. And that's a aloe there. More banana. That is Thai mulberry. You can make a hedge out of it. You can let it grow to a big tree. I'm just keeping it kind of a bush I can trim back. And it's fruiting, not constantly, but quite a few times a year. Back here in the back, I've got blackberry, and then there's a little green mulberry in between there. Here is another mango, will one day be a big canopy tree, and that is a Glen mango. I love Glen mango, and that's why I chose it. All right, this I believe is a dwarf goldfinger banana. And here is just more mulberry, and then that is sapodilla. I chose sapodilla because I love it, but also because it's relatively pest-free. Technically, we're not in the tropics as far as latitude goes, but with global warming, yeah, we're in the tropics down here, and this is a tropical fruit tree. It looks like a kiwi. The tree flowers fruits 3 times a year. The fruits smell like, or taste like creme brulee. The flowers smell like butterscotch. It just smells up the whole backyard. Amazing tree. No known pests here in the tropics. Just a great tree to grow. Flowering ground peanut. If you saw earlier videos, all my ground cover in this bed was sweet potato. It really did well, but it was kind of too hard to stay on top of. It was always snaking its way across the pathway. It was starting to mound up tall, and I just pulled it out of here and put in the peanut. Hey, there's some more Thai mulberry. This cranberry hibiscus is amazing in salads. You can just pull off a leaf and eat it. It's kind of got a tart cranberry taste. Delicious. And you just chop off the top, put it in the ground, as you can see I've done here. There, and it just takes off growing. So it's like a free hedge. Okay, blueberry. They have varieties that work down south here really well. That's a sugar apple. If you don't know sugar apple, it's kind of the size of your fist. Lumpy, really super sweet. Quite a few little seeds, but you just kind of get the flesh off the seeds. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite fruit. In the past, I've had trouble. You'll get these leaves do this, but these are doing it here because they're old. This tree's been very healthy. I think in the past, I just grew it in too much shade. And this thing kind of just sporadically fruits. It's not just once a year. So you kind of always have a little something. It's nice. Here's another sugar apple. Again, more of those cranberry hibiscus. That was just a piece I topped a month ago actually, less than a month ago. It really takes off. Herbs, I'm not going to name every one. And lemongrass, you'd be amazed at how fast that grows. It is a grass. Haas avocado, you know, I don't care where you live, unless it's really cold, you could probably grow these now. They've done so much work with the genetics. This is, I think that one is dwarf Cavendish. And then these two kind of fluffy, bushy looking things are jaboticabas. It's a Brazilian tree. It's beautiful. It's kind of a slow grower, but the bark looks like guava. It's like red and just kind of a little bit gray. And then the fruits, which are like big grapes, big purple grapes looking things, they pop up right off the bark, right off the trunk. So that's really interesting. Back here I just have ornamentals, but I'm going to work in some edible ornamentals as well. So that is all the species, and as you can see, they're really growing well down here. I don't remember if I said it earlier, but I'll just say it again. Total cost in this backyard food forest, under 4,000 bucks, about 1,500 bucks or less actually in the gravel and the edging, and then the rest was in plants, mostly 3 gallons, some 7 gallons, all done by hand. Very easy, and as you can see, it's pretty too. It doesn't have to be some crazy plant balm, it can be kind of manicured. Now it's going to grow, it's going to change, it's going to look different over time. The trees are going to get bigger, but I'm going to keep it kind of manicured. That botanical garden-esque type look is what I'm after. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the food forest. Please check out all my other videos and check out the website todayfortomorrow.org. And remember, the little things we do in our daily lives today, like plant food forests, really do make a huge impact on all of our tomorrows. Thanks for watching.